welcome to MGTracey here in the UK. Now, whether you believe in global warming or not, to me, definitely something seems to be happening to the seasons. When I was a whippersnapper and I used to go to school, I used to be dealing with 2 to 3 months of snow, battling my way from school. I'm in exactly the same place, and we've really had snow once in about the last 3 years. Not only the winter's getting warmer, but the summers every year in the UK, we're breaking records for just how hot it is, and so we've got to start rethinking not just having central heating and being able to heat our homes in the winter, but how on earth do we keep them bearably cool in the summer. So for viewers in America, you've had aircon for a long time. This is not something most UK houses have. So we're looking today a little bit, how can you keep cool in the heat? And with different types of fans, the other thing, with power prices going certainly through the roof in 2022, how much are these things going to cost? How much is it going to cost for us to stay cool? So first of all, we're going to have a look at a traditional ceiling fan. So there are some basics to keeping a room cool. One is try and stop the sun and the heat getting into the room in the first place. So this room has blinds and it has curtains that are drawn in the middle of the day, and it tries to keep the worst of the sun's heat out. The other thing in the UK, it's slightly different if you're different bits of America. In the UK, the nighttime temperatures are still quite low. So at night, have your windows open if you can, or early morning, and let some of that cool air in, and then once it's in, shut the windows, shut your curtains and trap that cool air in. Now this is the simplest type of fan. This is just a ceiling fan, and obviously you just pull it 2 to 3 clicks and it will set it off at different speeds. You can actually run it in reverse if you find that more useful. Now this is the cheapest way to chill a room. In the UK this is going to cost about 1p an hour. In America it's far less. It's less than 1/4 cent an hour to run the ceiling fans there. It just shows the difference in the pricing of electricity. So I quite like these. They are quiet. Once they're installed, they're dead easy, and they're cheap to run. You haven't got to worry about kids touching them either. So ceiling fans, very easy answer. They only really are blowing if you're directly underneath it. They're not really moving totally air around the room, but as long as you're somewhere sleeping underneath there, you're going to find for about 1p an hour, this, once you've had it installed, is quite an effective way. So let's have a look at pedestal fans. So here we have 2 pedestal fans. These I found are quite useful for the shoulder months if you just need to blow some air around, particularly if there is a bit of air coming from outside and it's not unbearably hot at night. These fans both work quite well, and they're obviously they are on a stand which you can go up and down. They both have a rotate feature. This one's by Pioneer and this one is by Swan. Now these start to become somewhat more noisy than the ceiling fans. You'll see what I mean here. But you have got that movement, and you've got a button at the back that you can just hit and it will just pin it to one place if you just want that on you. This one has 3 speed settings, and this is all metal blades. It's obviously nicely coloured to match the room. The Pioneer is a slightly bigger one. I'll put the links below in the description. It has plastic fins, and you've got a variable speed here, which I like, and a little button here that will turn the rotation on off. This is the back of the Pioneer, and all the controls are on the front, which is a bit easier. With the Swan, the controls are at the back, the other side of the fan. So if you suddenly wanted to alter that setting, you really are going to have to get out of bed, reach right round the fan to alter it. With the Pioneer, it's a little bit easier because you can just touch it on the front there. Again, I'll put the links to both of these in the description box below. These are going to cost about 3p, 4p, depends what tariff you're on. It's going to 3 or 4p an hour, so that's 6 or 7 cents in the States, and they are good to move air in around. Now these are obviously not chilling the ambient temperature of the room, they're just blowing air around. If it gets really hot, they are really blowing a fair bit of heat around, but it may be enough to allow you to sleep if you leave it on. And so if you've got that on for 8 hours, you know, you're not looking at breaking the bank with the costs. If it is getting really hot in the summer, then maybe in the UK you have to start thinking about a portable air conditioning unit. That is something that is taking the heat, dumping it out the window and blowing cold air into the room. Now a portable air conditioner will only do one room like this. American homes obviously have a central system that does the whole house. That's quite rare in the UK. So next we'll have a look at a portable air conditioning unit. Now this is my portable air conditioning unit from Akko. Actually I broke one of the fins on the front, that's why I've got that darker strip on the front. And this has been really effective. This is around £350–400. It's around the same in dollars in the States. It uses an awful lot more power. So in the UK now you're going to start looking at something like 44p an hour. So over the course of the night this can get quite expensive if you're going to have this on for 8 or 10 hours. But after about half an hour it significantly changes the temperature of the room. So this is a big difference. Other advantages are you have remote control with these, so you can turn it on and off while you're still in bed. They are extremely noisy. Even in silent mode this is noisy, but to be honest you get to the point where it's so hot some nights and you can't sleep, you just have to grin and bear the noise and at least enjoy the cool air. So somebody else said to me in the feedback, there's a bit more faff even to set up an air conditioning unit for the first time. In the UK our windows tend to open that way, in the States they open that way, so you will, if you're using this in the UK, you will need to buy a separate kit. And they'll all come with something like this, which is the big thick vent, and that's going to clip on the back of the unit and pump all the air out the window. But because our windows open in an opposite way to the Americans, and this is designed for the American market, you're going to need to buy a separate venting kit like this sort of zippy velcro curtainy thing that goes around the edge, and what it's doing, it's allowing the machine to pump out the hot air and it's not suddenly then coming back in the window. This is keeping the majority of out. It's not the most efficient system, it's not the most elegant system because you've got velcro stuck all around the inside of your window, but it does work. So on really hot nights this will do the job. It's a lot of money, but let's have a listen to just how noisy this is. This takes a while to boot up. Now obviously I haven't got this connected to the vent kit, it's just to allow you to hear the noise. Even with that blowing there it's really quite nice and cool, but it is noisy. There is a lot more faff to set it up for the first time. You do have a remote, but remember with our energy prices probably going to double again, you're already paying 44p, so it's not the cheapest way to keep cool, but it's probably the most efficient. Thank you for watching and staying to the end. Hopefully you found that useful. We've looked at everything from ceiling fans to pedestal fans right through to portable air conditioning units and how much they cost and really how effective I found them in this house. So please look out for the next video. It'll be available in the next couple of days. Please like, share and subscribe. Come back every day for a bit more fun here on MGTracey. Paul from London saying cheerio, see you next time.